Hello, everyone. Sorry, I had the wrong mic set up for a moment there. Hi, everybody. I hope you enjoyed chapter 62. In a second, we're going to chat with the cast about it. Fantastic voice work from Gojo, Super, Drad, and unfortunately myself as well. I don't know how I did with those kid characters, but hey, we did it. We're done. Let's bring in the cast, introduce everyone from top to bottom, and get started. Alrighty. Alright, friends. From Gojo first, introduce yourselves. Oh, hold on, wait. Wait a second. Try again, Gojo. I had you muted.
I'm Gojo's Domain. I'm this chapter's esteemed narrator.
That's right, you did an amazing job. Pachi.
Yay, and I am Gold. I am this chapter's esteemed nothing. But I am here to talk about the chapter with you all, as so is my birthright.
Amen. Hello, I'm Kyles McGiles. You know me as your Amelia, and apparently today, you're two very questionably aged young children characters.
A classic.
Classic.
I'm Maddie. I run social media and mod the server, and occasionally fill in for side characters.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to take that as a...
Yes.
Hi, I'm Spriten and I'm volunteering to become an editor. I like dogs, although that was not my dog.
I'm so sorry.
And I had for a very embarrassingly long time consistently misread Kyle's name as Kyle's Mingles. That's about the relevant stuff to this particular stream.
Oh, that's totally fair. I don't blame you. Everyone does.
What does it even mean, you know?
Half the people that you raid think your name's Kyle.
Sorry.
That's a good point. Your name is very Kyle.
It's very Kyle's? It's, yes. Excuse me. Sorry. Kyle's McGiles. My dad gave me that nickname. I've had it since I was a kid. Really stupid of me to do because everyone in high school called me Kyle's McGiles, so they find me really fast and watch me in groups and make fun of me. It's a good time.
Good. Yeah, we all do that here.
So if everyone could make me blow up, so people are like, oh my god, I knew her, instead of, oh my god, she's fucking weird. I would love that. Thank you so much.
Blow up and forget about you, you know?
No, how could I forget about this? Everyone DMs me every day. When's the next chapter? Kyle, give me the next. You guys like that GIF I made?
Perfect.
Thank you.
Put it up on screen.
Throw it up. Oh, frick, I have it on RAM, not REM. Wait, I could pull up Twitter. It took me a whole 2 minutes after editing a chapter. I would like you all to know, chapter 63 will be edited and might even be done today. But we will be launching 63 to 67 all at once.
Yes. Just a batch, a huge
batch.
long-
Get Liliana out of here.
Get Liliana out of the way.
And then we're actually coming up pretty close to the end, right?
We are. We're like hustling towards the end.
Because then all we have is the fight between blank and blank and blank and blank and blank.
And blank and
the
blank.
Conclusion of blank and blank.
And blank
Yeah.
and blank.
And
more
blank and blank.
stuff.
And then the end, the wrapping up part.
Wrapping up. Gojo, how did you feel about narration? Did you enjoy it?
I was terrified.
You did amazing though.
I did better than I expected, to be honest. Sounds a lot different when there's no music or supporting cast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Music really changes the mood and tone of anything that anybody does, you know? Like put an epic score next to somebody just talking normally and it sounds really, really good.
Yeah, sounds freaking amazing. It's crazy how much you can change it. I also edited everyone's voice. And I found a new way to edit too, so I can get it to a better quality for next one as well.
And honestly, right, like, you know, everybody did an amazing job anyways, on their own individually.
Mm-hmm.
We were kind of talking about that before the stream started. The fact that, you know, Garfield and stuff like that, everything was paced super well as well, I think. the person who did the audio mix, Matter, he did a great job this time around with getting the music scored in at the right exact points. That's something that's difficult to do live, as we know in the past. I mean, we've definitely tried to do it live because musical accompaniment is a thing that you miss otherwise if you don't have a pre-recorded setup. But I think everybody enjoyed it, right? I think I hope everybody in stream did as well.
Is that
Me
Purple?
personally, hello,
Sorry.
Purple.
Hello.
Purple.
Go
he's
ahead,
here.
Gojo.
Hello.
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 Hi.
Hello.
There he
Hello.
is.
Hello.
Purple, can you hear us?
It's all right.
He'll come back.
I just thought I'd pop in for a little bit.
There he
Hello.
is.
Get my daily
Yeah.
dose of human interaction.
Yay! We love that. Everyone says Gojo, yay!
Yay.
Yay! Gojo, what were you saying before I interrupted you? I'm so sorry.
Me personally, no problem. About this chapter, I was personally shook of how hype it was. The music accompaniment and Supra's voice acting, which was superb, was really gave you goosebumps.
Yeah. I can't believe I've had that since January and never touched it. I'm a jerk.
It happens sometimes. Sometimes you're just a jerk,
But you know what? It's a good thing because Super has been in Hong Kong since from January to May, and now he's traveling. So we won't have him back till August. So it timed out right.
Yeah, so weirdly enough, it did, didn't it?
But he has his mic in July, so we'll be okay. We'll be okay.
Yeah, he only has a few more lines during the end, right? I don't think he
so.
has.
I think he only has like
more.
2-3 chapters left.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then of course, we have the interlude as well. But we'll do that like between Arc 6 and Arc 5. Which, by the way, yes, we are going to be doing Arc 6 and hopefully into Arc 7, depending on...
See, the reason why we delayed so much is because it was all planned out. We were waiting for the time in which the anime hype would be coming back, and then everybody would come back and be able to appreciate Arc
Yes.
6 or Arc 5.
Totally.
Yeah, totally the reason. Yeah, totally the reason.
Totally not, because
No.
Kyle's
Yeah,
having
totally.
several meltdowns.
That's the only reason. And everybody, was doing fine otherwise. We were all just kind of scheming and planning and plotting and
Just scheming. Schemers.
yeah, we're schemers, by the way, if you didn't know.
I guess we could do a quick overview of things that are going on right now. For those
Yeah,
of you who
I think
haven't
so.
caught up with all the videos I've been just yeeting at you guys, we are still looking for editors as well as moderators. So if you are interested in that, you can feel free to still do the application. We have a video that says like Studio Reveries looking for you. Came out recently. We'll be keeping those applications open indefinitely. We may close the moderator or editor ones eventually if we have too many people. But we also have an art submission. If you are an artist, either music, drawing, painting, singing, you have any sort of creative talent that works with ReZero, please fill out the form. If you are somebody who does content creation and you do want to narrate at some point, you can also fill out that form, that sort of thing. That's going to be open indefinitely as well, so just keep posting if you want. What else do we have? Of course, we have the Liliana chapter. 63 is fully recorded, will be edited, but we're going to release them all at once, because who wants to deal with weeks on weeks on weeks of Liliana when we can get it out right away? And yes, Wolfiana is still here and still very excited to keep going. Wolf and I might record more tonight. We did have to do some recasting, so we do have a new Priscilla for this chapter and these next set of chapters, so please give a warm welcome to Fate when she comes in. Fate is also another character in a future ReZero stuff, so you'll get to know her very well. And there's something else too, but I don't really remember. Oh yes,
You know
Arc
what?
1. We're
Yeah.
gonna do
Right.
that next week. We keep reading Arc 1 all the way to Arc 4 in between, because we can do it live. Whoever's here voices the characters, and that's how we get it done. Yay! That's it.
We just that was amazing. Pachi.
Pachi, thank you.
Great.
Pachi,
great
can I have a
summary.
question?
Oh, absolutely.
Did you mention singing?
Yes, I am. I would really like to have some either fan-made OSTs, either like made instrumental or even vocal, because it would be really cool to have OPs and endings for the future of Reverie. So if you are a singer, if you know a singer, and you want to work with us, I would love that. Or if you write lyrics as well, because we have quite a few singers on here as well.
I was honestly expecting karaoke
Karaoke! What were you thinking?
when you said singer.
I mean, Purple, if you want to give us a good karaoke opening, I would happily use that.
I mean, why not both?
Good.
Why not both? Give us that.
If we put in original songs into the videos, we can just edit in the karaoke text
Oh, easy.
with a little bouncing Liliana head or something.
Oh, perfect. Oh, so yes, we actually should have that for the Liliana saga. Just a whole song.
Yeah, we get a dance number.
If anyone knows
In
someone who wants
ReZero news,
Ooh.
if you ordered the Elsa figure, it should be arriving soon. Mind game.
Hey, yo, that's a nice figure, I must say.
Yes.
Is the one where she's lying down?
Yes. I mean, that's the only Elsa figure that exists.
The only one?
Yep.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. So I now have the affordable figures for all girls but Beatrice.
Cry. Injustice for Beatrice and the male cast.
Yeah, because Beatrice only one is like the Aladdin inspired one, and I don't really the only affordable one is that one, and I don't really like the design that much.
Ah, that's fair.
I'll-
That's
I'll-
fair.
So it's like
Sorry,
I
go ahead.
think her and Frederica have like expensive ones, but like $200 ones.
Honestly, I would settle for like a Funko Pop if that's what you can get.
I'm not a Funko. In the Nendroid, sure, not Funko. No.
Funko collection. Let's go.
Also, looking at what the Elsa figurine looks like, I kind of feel like they started out with Sekhmet and then lost the plot.
Yeah.
There's there's also a Priscilla one, I think, in the sort of the same style coming out too.
You know, I find it very, very amusing. Just like from like a not a cosmic sense, but like sort of a very overarching sense about ReZero, where it's like none of the characters are really all that sexualized, and then like all of the character designs get 1,000 figurines that are
They're
just like
figures.
super lewd, and it like makes $10 trillion, and it's like
Okay. Elsa,
Also, is the one exception, yes.
Give me
Literally
all
like
the
the one
Rem
exception.
statues. All of them.
And also like a character from Mark 7, but other than that, there's like no other people that are like overtly sexual. Yeah.
Good. We love that.
Even Lust isn't really that. I mean, she wears skimpy clothing, but yeah.
According to a lot of discourse online, she's one of the cancelable characters.
Yep.
Yep. And
Well,
we're
you know-
bringing in the most cancelable of all characters in our next chapter reads. Yay!
You know, who's that?
Miss Liliana.
Oh, yeah.
Wolfiana for us.
Right, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, I understand why. The designs are kind of like, oh, but it's like,
Yeah.
I think it's done tastefully
Yeah,
enough.
she's covered. She's a performer.
Isn't she like?
That sounds
It's just the body
horribly
type,
wrong.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because she's like 22.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's like
something.
one
Exactly.
of the oldest ones there.
Yeah, she's older than Priscilla. She's older than. No, she's older than Priscilla. Yeah.
She's a wild one. Now that I'm narrating for Liliana for these chapters, just reading her mindset is fucking wild.
Yeah, she is crazy. Yeah.
She's so crazy. I'm sorry. We're, we're talking about the next
Yeah.
set of chapters.
Mm.
Let's talk about this set
This
of
chapter.
chapters.
Yes.
I didn't expect that huge battle with Garf, and also I completely forgot that he lost to Reinhardt because of how long we've been taking.
Oh yeah, it's been. We forgot the narrative. Where are we at? What's the theme?
I
of this
mean,
arc?
I mean, if somebody told you Garfield versus Reinhardt, who do you say won?
Reinhardt. Yeah.
That's true. But like honestly,
I think it only
events-
happens in the VM. Sorry.
Yeah.
Good.
The events of the like the start of the arc is so tonally like different than the rest of the arc, which is all just a bunch of fighting, right? A bunch of conflict, which is just like, oh yeah, I forgot because it's been like two years and a half or whatever now, and it's like I forgot the
That's
fact.
Zero War arc.
Yeah, I forgot the fact that like there was a part like 20, 30 chapters in the beginning that just weren't like anything like that, you know. Just like, oh yeah.
And
Where they
especially
were-
because, like
Where they were making okonomiyaki.
oh yeah. And especially because I like the beginning of Arc 5 is one of the only 2 moments of levity in the series. The other one being the like post Arc 2 events.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
She.
Man's
Well, I mean,
not
it is
that
until
great.
you read some of the side stories, and that's like, oh wait, no, they were having fun
Yeah.
during that year off.
Yeah.
Good, they deserve
That,
it.
that,
They've been through hell.
that side story is where my PFP comes from.
Oh.
Audrey.
Yay, Audrey.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because I want to see because Arc. I mean, this is not really a huge spoiler, but Arc 6 isn't quite as intense all the time as Arc 5. It's more character focused, right? Which is going to be an interesting shift because it means that a lot of the stress is not on the narrators to voice a bunch of action because Teppei's
I
action is
mean,
very like detailed and
it-
stuff like that. But
yeah, it does have its intense moments, but there's a lot of, but it's like interspersed.
interspersed, yeah, definitely. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, talking about this chapter was entirely action in contrast, and I think that you know the style of action that Teppei does is very detailed. It's almost like somebody's writing a screenplay for like a anime or something like that in terms of like how like it's like if you were trying to describe to somebody who's making something originally, right? Like, oh, here's the choreography for this fight that I want to do, right? And you try to do it as best as possible to get every single detail, every single expression, every single micro expression, every single movement, every single micro movement, every single like the tone of the fight in the moment, like who's getting the upper hand, like all that's so detailed in Teppei's writing that it's like you can visualize what's happening because it's like the moment to moment, even though it's all superhuman, right? I think that's one of the big advantages of him as a writer writing action scenes, and I think it's one of those things that you know you really get the intensity of the mortal peril people are in like conveyed really well through his writing, and I think that's something that is lost sometimes when you go into fiction fighting, right? It's
Mhm.
like, oh, and then they fired this thing and they fired that and they did this and they kicked this person, and that's about the extent of it. But in Pei's writing, everything is very like intense and like you know detailed and you know yeah, it has a lot of weight to it.
And he always managed to like convey a sense of reality by making like real world comparisons. Like when he says Kurgan's fists were comparable to literal cannonballs from a warship.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You get the sense of fear from that.
Hey, yo.
I might be in the minority on this,
Please,
but
is it like-
I always prefer in fight scenes, if there is a fight scene in a story, to explore the characters. The part of this chapter I liked, it was really just Garfield reflecting on what it means to be strong enough and whether or not he has grown in strength, that sort of thing. Those moments when there is basically, from a movie perspective, it's basically in slow-mo time. Like the blow is coming in and now he's just working through in his head what's going on. I always liked that bit much more, them actually working through it, than the actual action.
Yeah.
With action, I'm kind of in the same park as Tolkien writing battle scenes, which is he doesn't. I think in writing, you can do a lot of creative things with writing an action scene, displaying a character's ability to adapt to a situation, but I think another problem with people writing action scenes is that often they write the action scene out of obligation, like the action is happening, so I must describe it, and there is really not much behind it beyond that.
Yeah, I agree, and it's one of those things where, you know, for me personally, of course, all action is supposed to, you know, inform the narrative pretty much. And one of the things that, you know, I heard recently, which was kind of interesting, a writer kind of says that, you know, like a lot of times if you are like describing like the setting, you're usually like losing. No matter like what you do, you'll never be able to like there's no point really in doing it all the time, because usually people fill in that blank. Like, why describe what the street looks like that somebody's in? Just say that they're in a street, you know. It's not really like, it's not really going to always be like additive to describe in detail, like in depth, what is going on. People their mind fills into the nearest thing that they know, you know. And the same with action scenes for the most part, right? I think that he does a great job for, like, as you said, like an obligatory sense of like, oh, let's describe everything that I can, right? And make sure that everything's as gripping as possible. But I think it only works, honestly, if it's being spoken aloud, right? Because if you're reading this, a lot of it just kind of glazes over you. You're like, okay, I get it. He dodged. Okay, he dodged this. Okay, they punched here. They exchanged blows here. You know, a lot of that is hard to tell in a written medium compared to a visual medium where everything is show, don't tell, right? Because it's a lot of tell that doesn't necessarily have to do with the story itself, right? A lot of it's not. Some of it is, of course. Like, this is Garfield kind of, I excuse it because it's Garfield overcoming sort of the huge obstacles he's ever faced yet, and kind of proving to himself and everybody else and protecting people. Like, that's the part of it that I care about, right? Like, that's the main emotional weight. If this was any random character like that didn't have this sort of setup earlier in the arc, it'd be less impactful, right?
Yeah.
Same reason why, for example, in contrast, I think one of the things that Teppei does well is that Regulus versus Amelia and Subaru, sure, it has a lot of action described, but Regulus isn't a good fighter, so a lot of it's actually more emotional, right? A lot of the conflict stems from three people who aren't really like experienced fighters, sort of just, you know, going at each other. You know, I think that's one of the better parts about that compared to something like this that, you know, is described.
Just a question I saw in the chat real quick. Ayosh was asking, how long did this fight actually take, like in normal time? Itchy's guessing about 30 minutes, but what is everyone else guessing? I'd say it took like 10, 15 minutes?
Due to the fact you have to account for people talking most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, I think actually
20 minutes.
it was.
20? Yeah.
I think it was described that they were fighting for like a bit longer than that. I forget what it was. It was just like they were like clashing, and then I think people were moving around and seeing the clash happening. Maybe it's just like my recollection of other people just like happening upon them like a couple times.
The whole
Like-
narration. That's how long that battle took. That's exhausting.
Yeah, that's about
battle.
that's about the correct answer. Like in fiction, you got 5 minutes until Planet Namek blows up.
Yeah, exactly. Talking
An
is a free
hour.
action.
You're holding back your fist for 15 minutes. Would you move?
Yeah.
Stop
the-
screaming
Or
at
there's
me
like-
already. Fight.
Or there's like Kuroko no Basket, where I swear one game, which they're probably 10-minute quarters, took 4 episodes. So that's 22 minutes.
Yeah,
per.
well,
Yeah.
one of the things that is talked about in D&D, right, is the fact that is a funny joke, right, where like, you know, technically the combat happens every single turn is 6 seconds, right? It's supposed to be representative of that, but in like in real time, right, like people are talking, like saying full phrases, they're doing all this stuff, and it's like, you know what, just say stuff, because at that point you're just being too much of a stickler about the rules, being like, well, technically this ability lasts for a minute, so you've been doing all this, like you can't talk because it would take that much longer to wait for this ability to wear off or whatever. It's just like just say stuff, you know. And that's the same rule for, you know, emotional weight in stories. It's like it's however long that makes the drama sort of increase, you know.
My perception of how long something takes is dependent on the music, for me at least.
Oh,
Like, I
that's
want this-
fair.
I want this action scene to last until that peak hits.
Ooh, okay. Fair. Oh,
Actually,
Fortnite.
now that I'm
Yeah.
thinking about it, I think in fiction there is only one kind of time that is real, and that is the skip time. As in, if it takes 30 minutes to get from point A to point B, it should always take 30 minutes. But within a scene, everything just goes out the window.
Yeah, it's like how in One Piece, right? A story that spans probably it's 1,060 something chapters right now. The crew has only been together for 1 year.
86.
Yeah, Like the crew has only been literally like on voyages for like 1 year together. Like they had a time skip that was like 2 years, whatever. But like other than that, the entire like journey that they took, like all of it's like only a year in time. And like every single thing, like you go between arcs and arcs, it's like, oh yeah, this arc took place in the span of 4 days, even though it was 200 chapters, which meant that it took like 3 years for us to experience it. Yeah, but it was only 2 days, and it's like, okay, that's funny.
That's okay, but Bizarre JoJo fan, thanks for coming by.
See ya.
Yeah, the One Piece is so long.
Yeah, there's a moment recently where the timing was very interesting in the series, but yeah, for like Arc 7 stuff, there was an interesting timing for travel, and it was but yeah, so we'll see how that gets handled later.
Time skip moment.
Now, I have
not even that.
Okay.
I have a real brain teaser for a question. You know how sometimes in comics and mangas there are the characters that can break the fourth wall, literally?
Yeah.
How long does a scene take where a character literally moves between panels?
A
Negative
second,
time.
you're hopping.
Negative time.
0.0 second. Yeah.
It's like a quick
Well, I guess
jump.
it matters when the panel is compared to the last panel.
Actually, one of the examples that popped into my head is I'm assuming everybody knows what Dragon Ball Z is.
Yeah.
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 Okay, and you might also know that in the final saga, Goku once again surpasses the Saiyan limit, and it's this absolutely ridiculous scene where out of the 20 minutes of the episode, 5 entire minutes is him screaming as he's powering up the Super Saiyan 3. But meanwhile, we constantly cut away. So, is that actually supposed to be him screaming for 5 minutes? Is it supposed to be a smaller amount of time, or is it supposed to be even longer?
I'd say even longer because his voice actor passed out in the booth.
You know what's funny about that? It's like, what if it's actually none of that? Every single time it cuts away, it's like layering. Like he's screaming so loud that these are all just different like tones of him. Like you're further away, so you hear it at this tone. You're over there, you hear it at that tone. You know.
You know what would have been a really funny joke that they could have run in that scene? Just
What?
have him scream for 5 minutes. Then he powered up. Then they begin to fight, and then suddenly they can just hear his scream, having gone around the planet and come back.
Exactly.
Dad, is that you?
Dad, you're finally back. Goku's a bad father. Anyways,
God damn.
ReZero.
Also-
ReZero.
I was gonna say, welcome, Kiki.
Hi, Kiki.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Anyone hear me?
Hello.
Issue.
Hello.
How's it
I
going?
suppose.
It's going good. Discord.
Oh no, your mic
Discord.
cut you out.
Discord's failing on you.
I'll type it in the chat.
Discord, you monster.
Oh
How dare you?
no. I'm so glad I don't have Twitter open right now. God damn it, Gear.
Oh God, what did he do?
Discord
What'd he
is
do?
bad as that.
I had the wrong account. Oh, his 18+ account was on my main page.
Oh God.
I'm
Happens
glad we're not
sometimes.
connected right now. Woo! Shout out to Gear.
Kylie has PTSD, being like, did I like the wrong thing? Did I?
Did I like the wrong channel of his? Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Oh no.
I like.
Oh, that's how I feel when I click like something, and I realize like 2 seconds later, oh wait, that's the Studio Reverie account.
Oh my God, Maddie! I'm
No, it's never. I don't like or retweet that on my normal account. Why would I like or retweet that on the Reverie account? No, it's typically memes.
Maddie out here liking spicy stuff on Reverie getting me canceled.
Yeah, getting you double, triple, quadruple, quintuple canceled.
God damn, I can never make you angry. You could fuck me over so easy. I want everyone to know Maddie runs the Twitter. It's
Yeah,
not me.
that's funny.
Okay.
Good.
Power.
I know all your passwords. I know your bank account, Kylie. I know.
You do know.
They're in
my
your
passwords.
walls.
They're in my walls.
It's pretty much why I deleted Twitter. I didn't want to leave anything to chance, like anything popping up while I'm scrolling.
Oh, it's smart. Kiki, it sounds like your mic's better.
Yes, my mic is better. I had to change the settings in the Discord.
Yay, I
Oh.
suppose. In fact.
Really?
Yes. I suppose, in fact, corgis. I missed that meme.
Attack corgis.
Excellent, in fact.
Well, without spoilers, I mean, there might be an opportunity very soon for you to do that. Maybe. Yay!
I know I need to record the rest of my lines. We're slowly approaching to my reappearance.
It's happening. We're actually working, so now you gotta work too.
I'm finally out of my coma.
Yay! Honestly, everyone was in one. It is a-okay. 2021 and 2022 just did not exist.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it was. I'm surprised how fast time has passed since we started this thing. But also at the same time, it's like it's kind of sobering, being like, oh yeah, we can work on this. We can. It's just like we just did it. You know, that was sort of the issue. And for a
Kyle's had to
million
deal with
reasons.
some mental health stuff.
Well,
for a
yeah,
while.
obviously, you know, you can't take the whole blame on that. I mean, we could have supported you a bit better. Going through that.
Nah. I'm the manager. Can I speak to your manager? Hello?
Yeah, I'll speak to
It's
you.
me. Good luck.
Hello, it's
Oh,
me.
I destroyed.
I-
Oh,
Ow.
Oh, Kyle.
Whoa, what happened?
What was that?
Purple?
No idea. But I was gonna request to be let out of the cage because I gotta go.
Oh, you
Bye.
be free, Purple.
Alright.
Thank
Be
you
Pleasure
for
to
free,
have
now.
canary in the cage. Get out of here.
Bye
Fly
bye.
free.
Bye, Purple. So good to hear
Bye.
from you. Bye-bye.
Fly high.
Oh goodness, what was that? Oh, there was something I was gonna say for a sec. I forgot. I'll come back to
You're
it.
talking about being a manager.
Yes. Oh yes, I absolutely destroyed somebody the other day in the comments. I do apologize. Kyle's has been getting a little sassier, so if you give me a sassy comment, I'm gonna sass you back, and I'm gonna pin that comment to shame you. And I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. Feels good. Feels good.
I
guess
bet.
Narcissus.
The only thing I think of is new team leads.
Yes, we have new team leads. We have Maddie here is a new team lead. Gojo, no, Gojo, you did not.
Not
win.
Gojo, Palzard.
Palzard's
Gold.
with us. Gold is with us.
Hello.
I gotta double check with Matt. If anyone here in the call wants to join as well, please let me know. I'll just give you the role. Our team leads is not actually as hard as it sounds. It is really just every once in a while I'll ask a question on your guys' opinions, and you're gonna be like, Kyle's, that's dumb. But Kyle's, that's a pretty good idea. And then sometimes we'll chat about ideas that we have for the future.
Yeah, no.
Kyle's, you run this the same way that I ran my anime club as president. President did literally everything, and then my vice president, my third officer were just there for appearance purposes and to suggest animes.
That's all that's needed. I just need somebody to keep me on track while my hamster brain runs.
Can I have the role for a moment?
Just a moment.
Just a
You can
moment.
have it forever.
You can leave it on if you like, but I have something that I need to be a team lead to say.
Okay, you're now a team lead. Okay.
Kyle's calling people who give you feedback team leaders is a bad idea. It's very misleading.
You know what? It's not wrong because I've had several team leads quit on me because they think it's way more than it actually is. However, we're thinking of calling them the fingers or like something ReZero related. Chat, if you have any suggestions for ReZero based names for a team of people who are going to tell me what to do.
It doesn't even have to be
Royal Guard.
base names. It could be ReZero cringe names too. Honestly.
Ooh, Royal Guards.
Royal
solid.
Guards is already a Patreon tier.
That
It
is. But we're going to see how long
Oh.
Discord takes to bring Canada into their payment plan, and we're going to get rid of Patreon because Kyle's can't manage all these channels.
Bastards.
Is there a number limit to team leads, or should there be? Because Six Tongues is open.
Ooh, there's no limit. Here, I'm gonna write them in the teamly chat. It was 6 tongues, you said?
I believe it. It's
That
Did
yeah
I get the
that
number wrong?
Yep.
Imperial.
Is that the side story stuff from Flanders?
The Six Tongues are the people that have permanently traumatized Reinhard into being the way he is. Yes.
Woo, woo.
Ah, yes.
Is there a group that traumatized Amelia? Is that
Yeah, it's
it?
herself. And
That's called the witch cults.
Ah, the witch cults. There we go. That would be a solid one.
yeah, we're gonna traumatize you.
Ain't nothing like
Re-traumatize you.
stabbing my mom. That's great.
Oh Jesus, too real. Got the witch
What-
cult, we
Why
got
did my
the
brain
girls.
instantly start saying stabbing my mom to the rhythm of breaking the law the moment you said that?
Oh my god, that's right.
As a side note, can I just do a real quick test on the state of the fandom? Because I want to ask a question, and I'm curious what the answer is amongst all the ReZero fans.
Please do.
Does anyone remember who Kelly is?
Ellie.
This is a character in ReZero.
Kelly who?
Ellie.
You might even not know his name.
The name is
Oh,
familiar, but I
Ke-
don't know why.
Kelly is the one surviving finger of Beetlejuice who was arrested. The guy who
was it a guy?
masqueraded as a
No, the guy was yeah. That's the guy who masqueraded as a villager, right?
You mean Ketty?
as a merchant. Yeah.
That was a merchant.
Do you have
Uh,
a name?
Yeah.
Huh.
The cult of Ketty.
What's
I'm
what's
always
the name of
curious
the female
because-
one that everybody remembers?
Yes.
The design
The
at
haired
least, not
one.
the name.
Oh yeah, the scary looking one. I don't remember her name.
I think they have a name, but I can't remember
Oh, really?
what
Okay.
it is.
But she looks eerily
The reason
like
I'm
my
asking-
sister.
It's the reason I'm asking is because
If
it's
you look like this,
so
hit me
weird
up.
that there are so many. There's so many wild theories in ReZero about how this is going to be relevant later, that is going to be relevant later, the other thing is going to be relevant later. But one of the people who Beetlejuice can possess is still alive, and no one has any about that.
It's interesting because, like, I'm wondering, are
It
they
feels
like
like-
devout followers of him, or were they brainwashed?
A little bit of one, a little bit of the other, probably.
From the way they are portrayed. Well, so it depends on what the answer is to how it was created with the whole everybody gets a gospel thing. If you believe the propaganda that very blatantly Felix gives about how all of them are messed up even before they get a gospel, then they are not brainwashed, but that could just but
Yeah, I think only the merchant has a name. All the rest don't, I think.
Just a greedy little merchant.
Yeah, I'm just a greedy little gal. I want everything.
Oh, Ketty, right. I felt like I was thinking of the wrong consonant.
Well, that's
Ketty.
okay. Ketty.
Here's my background character quiz. Does anybody remember Ezzo and Flam?
Hell nah. Hell nah.
They're the two servants for the felt camp.
Oh, weird.
So
the
they-
two
Ah,
that
the
bring
Remendis
away.
kids, right.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
yep, they're
Toupee
twins.
would
The
name
Remander twins.
every
yeah.
single character.
Yeah, basically they're twins of a noble that fought in the war with the demi-human. Blah 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 blah.
All right, here's a quiz. What are the names of brother and sister from this chapter?
Spoilers in the actual chapter name. I put it in the description. You're welcome.
Ah.
But you know what makes
Oh.
them so fun?
What makes them so fun?
Because is Fred and Raphael, which are the female and male versions of Garfield and
Frederica.
Frederica.
Yeah.
I forgot her name. Goddamn.
She forgot who she was, but the names
The
they
names.
resonated
the names.
on.
Literally voice all three of them. How do I not know that?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they only have like 3 lines in this chapter, so it's
They
not like
do. And I don't think Frederica has any ever again.
Yeah, I mean, when will we ever?
Arc 7, I think. Yeah, no, she had. Does she come back? Did she talk before? Yeah, I think it's Arc 7.
We definitely
She-
have her arc 2, 3, 4.
Oh. She,
Yay.
yeah, no, it's Arc 7 because they have flashbacks at the beginning.
Did I once upon a time go through every single Arc 6 chapter and note who says what when, how many lines they have? I think I did. Right?
You probably did.
Okay, just making sure.
You-
I was just like, I'm
definitely-
gonna have to do that sometime. Okay, I did.
Anytime you want to start, feel free, because we already had the arc 5 ones done.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll think about it. I mean, I have to do my lines. I have to scream my head off probably tonight.
Yes. Everyone here who has lines, the deadline is July 31st.
You know what's funny about? Do I have the narration chapter as well? Do I? I think I have one.
I still need
Do
to like
we-
plan out several narrators.
Okay.
I gotta.
Do we still need the father voice? Because I attempted that, but there's a laugh in it, and I could not make it sound natural, so I gave up.
Oh, that's okay. I think originally the father was Pat. So, if you're not comfortable with it, I can just ask Pat
I mean,
again.
I mean, I could try, but I might need some help because I cannot make the laugh sound natural.
That's the fun part about voice acting. Laughs are barely ever natural.
well,
They
no,
sound so bad.
I think that if you're being boisterous, it's easy, but it's like a heh heh heh, and that's like, ugh. yeah, then, and all those sound not natural.
Honestly, look at memes and try keeping that voice while you look at memes. Sometimes that helps me.
You know what? That's a good point. You have to start thinking in that tone of voice because, you know, something funny about voice acting is that it all comes from you. You know, everything's based on you. So.
Oh right. Oh no, the Lord Dude's right. She does appear at the beginning. Of 6.
Yeah. Probably Roswell.
And then it's a long break.
Kiki, I don't know if you're still here, but if you are, I don't know if we've been scheduling it in weird times for you, but you are welcome to come to the Arc 1 reads whenever you'd like. And then the Liliana chapters, we're plowing through them, so we'll have another one soon.
Oh, the Wolfiana chapters. Let's go.
Yeah, all of them at once. Big Sag. But it'll be good. I think.
It'll be fine. Y'all do great.
We're gonna hope. Well, friends, anything else we're feeling about this chapter? Otherwise, we can hang out for a few on our own and say goodbye to chat for the day.
Yeah, you know what? I think this chapter speaks very much for itself for the most part.
Yeah. It's a really good one.
But it is good. I think, like, for example, in the anime or whatever, I think, like, this chapter is going to be really good as well, like, animated.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah.
But yeah, I think that because it wasn't animated and it was sort of just said aloud, it's kind of just like, you know, things happened. Things happen sometimes in ReZero.
It really does.
Speaking of,
Oh, go for it.
sorry, speaking of the anime, what is the consensus on whether or not Otsuka is messing with us regarding what he drew on the commemorative picture?
I think he is.
Arc 6
messing
is
with us.
happening. I think it's pretty much.
The only way I can
Got
see it
it.
happening is if it's like 30 episodes, honestly. That's the only way I could ever see it happening.
Good, it should be. Give us more. All the content, damn it.
Yeah, 3 cores can maybe work. But even that's still kind of pushing it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it could also be. I mean, I think one of the things you have to realize about ReZero as a property is that it's so huge that it's like you kind of have to reference stuff that, you know, people know and are excited about. even if it's not necessarily like the focal point of the season. Like I don't
Yeah,
think they're gonna cut in half like arc 5 and be like, we're rushing through everything, and then here's arc 6, and then we're gonna rush through the first part of that. You know, I don't think that's necessarily what they're gonna do.
My copium is that they're there because they're gonna flash them at the end, because that's what's next. That's my copium.
Huff that copium.
Now, personally, I'm kind of a mean person.
We will see if we get any. When's that? When's the thing with the voice actors? Hold on.
July 23rd, I believe.
3rd, yeah. Oh, is that the same day Oppenheimer comes? Yeah.
Hopefully they announce it then. That'd be. You know what? That's a bit of a rush for Kyle. So.
Hopefully they give us a date, and it'll probably be sometime in 2024.
Yes.
You hear the whip start cracking.
I would be astonished if it's anything before like summer of 2024.
But it kind of depends. Like, do you remember when Overlord had its 2nd season, and then the very last episode was like, oh, by the way, in like 8 weeks we're having the 3rd season.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Wow.
Hopefully if you remember the monsters in season 3. That was
I'm going to be honest with you. I like them. I like them because they are ugly, they are off-putting, they look weird, and I mean they're supposed to be eldritch abominations. Sure, why not?
I mean, to be fair, that's not the reason why they look like that, you know. But you know, it's all right.
Love it.
Besides, the same scene includes, of course, the legendary "Applaud my supreme power" line, and I can appreciate that.
I've seen in the
applaud my supreme power as I produce these monsters that may or may not be missing a chromosome. Anyways.
Oh no. Oh no. On that note, I saw in the chat.
That's just CG.
I saw that Gojo posted that I guess you were answering to somebody in chat. Arc 6 is happening. We have no idea on a time frame yet. We're going to see what happens with these upcoming chapters. The next few chapters, it's really just myself, Wolf, and Fate, who's our Priscilla now.
And me.
Oh, yes, that's right. And you and a few other characters as well. But thankfully, there's few lines in that. So we should have up to 67 completed within the next month. Hopefully, if I get all of my lines in for 68, we'll have that out shortly after, etc., etc. So we're grinding really rapidly towards the end. We will slow down a bit at chapter 73, which I believe is the Teresia chapter. I have almost all the audio, and I need to reach out to my Teresia chapter team later today, including Ringo. So I will be doing that. So that will be the only hiccup in towards the end, as well as 1 or 2 pieces for our last chapter. We will end at chapter, I think it's 80 or 81, and then the interlude chapters will be done as like a little bit of fun in between Arc 6 and just after Arc 5, because cows might need a hot break to recover from that, and by that I just mean a couple days. I will not go on another major hiatus. And yeah, I've been putting Reverie over my own content the past couple weeks, so...
And your own content's been pretty good, so...
Oh, thank you so much. It's so lovely.
I loved your newest video. Everybody should check that out, by the way.
Oh, thank you. If you like
I think if you keep on doing stuff like that every once in a while, I think it'll get bigger and bigger. I think that's...
Yes. For now, we will focus on ReZero, though, because that's going pretty well. I do have my Arc 6 analysis coming out, though, so that's exciting.
Cool. Yeah, it's good.
But other than that, anyone else have any last final things before we say goodbye to chat for the day?
Everybody have a nice day. I don't know if it's raining where you are. I don't know if it's sunny out where you are.
Smoky.
But try to enjoy your day off. It's Sunday. It's a day before work. I know everybody wants to get their time off in. Play the newest video game. Have fun going outside. Maybe do whatever. So it is spend time with your family. Why not watch a movie? Who
Yay!
knows? And I hope that you guys have a nice rest of your week, as we will be doing more content very soon. We'll be
Yes. Arc-
keeping up.
Whoops, sorry.
We'll be keeping up with ReZero, and we'll be keeping this pace up. So that is our guarantee from us to you. And hopefully sometime soon we'll be getting ways that you can support us back. It's been a while since that, but if we start getting into the rhythm, we'll feel confident asking for, making new content for you guys.
Hi,
And,
hi.
yeah, and getting things for you if you support us. So that will be good
Yes.
as well.
That is the next plan, as well as reaching out to some bigger ReZero and anime YouTubers to come narrate for us, as well as
Yeah,
getting
connections.
our merch started and our YouTube membership started. We are looking. I have to actually talk to my team for their emotes and not just throw them up without asking. So once I get that done. Also, we're going to be reading Arc 1 next Saturday at 1 p.m. EST. If you are on our Discord, it will have it in your time zone reflected. So check us out for Arc 1. I will be editing those down within the next week to have them just as individual chapters for everyone. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
All right, everybody, have a nice rest of your day, and we are talking to you all later.
See you all later. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Farewell, everybody.